Welcome everyone to Chromatic Counsel. I am flying solo today with this particular episode to talk to you today about harnessing the power of colors, creating calmness and connection with pink and purple hues. Now you can see a beautiful palette before you on the screen here, and I'm going to talk about how these colors can be worn together to create a more calming effect. So you can experiment with them as well. Obviously, there's more than just a few shades of pink here. I have some purple and kind of a rusted orange shade and also a seafoam green. So I'm going to get into that in just a moment. You know, I hear from professionals all the time, Carrie, I don't want to wear pink. And it's not just from the men, I get this from the ladies too. Keep in mind that there are so many variations of these colors, different hues, different shades as well. So there's so many different options to pick from. Don't feel like when you think of pink, don't think of the Pepto-Bismol type pink. There's carnation pink, there's rose, much like we see here in this palette. The vast spectrum of pink hues and shades, it offers a diverse range of interpretations. So you can really get creative, look in your closet, see what you have available, and we're going to get started. So if pink is not your preferred choice, consider exploring some alternatives like I talked about before, the carnation pink or even rose for a more sophisticated touch. Seafoam green is another great color, like we see here on the palette, that can be very calming as well. And it's a little bit more of a refreshing color. It gives a refreshing vibe. Even that earthy bronze color that we see here in the palette for more of a grounded feel can be mixed with any of these colors that you're seeing. Now, each color carries its own unique energy, and it can complement your style and mood in different ways. So when we talk about high stress environments, whether this is you having to participate in a mediation if you're an attorney, or perhaps you're an HR executive and you need to terminate an employee, on Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. So if that is something that's a daunting task before you, and it's never a pleasant thing to encompass, but it has to be done, pink is a good color to wear. Pink is one of the most calming colors. Now, if you don't want to wear pink, we're going to talk about these other options today too, how you can wear these together. You can also utilize these if you're counseling, doing a counseling session with a client or a potential client that seems to be on edge. Whether you are a coach or you're a counselor or a therapist, this, is also can apply to you or to your scenario. So establishing a sense of calmness and fostering those connections is paramount. Surprisingly, one effective tool in achieving this does lie within the subtle nuances of color psychology, like I'm always talking about, with what we're wearing. So among all of the different hues of the pinks, the purples, the greens, the orange, especially a lighter shade, different hues, they hold the potential to transform tense atmospheres into spaces of calm, that's conducive to dialogue, understanding, and resolution, which at the end of the day, a lot of these scenarios are going to require. So color can be an excellent tool to utilize in addition to all of the other things that you have to do within your craft. So when I talk about pink, just pink in general, pink as a color can elicit empathy, it can elicit calm feelings from those around it. So when you wear pink, this can definitely help diffuse. Whenever you're incorporating shades of pink in the environment, it can evoke feelings of empathy, understanding, and it does soften the edge a bit on conflict. It encourages individuals to approach discussions with a more compassionate mindset. Pink does symbolize care, tenderness, essential elements in navigating delicate conversations during counseling sessions or mediations or other scenarios as well. When I talk about purple, we have a really nice shade of purple here, almost like a periwinkle purple. Any of these colors in this palette can be mixed together and will transform your outfit. They can be used separately, but definitely color is a great thing to experiment with. So take a look at the color palette, see what you have in your wardrobe, and see how it mixes together. But purple in general, it's balance, stability, loyalty. Purple, particularly in the lighter tones, can be very calming as well. This embodies a sense of balance, stability. It promotes introspection. It can foster an atmosphere of calm. It is ideal for navigating the complexities of a termination. So in lieu of pink, you could wear purple, the lighter shades of purple. But by incorporating this color, the environment can convey a message of reassurance, helping that individual feel more grounded amidst uncertainty, which obviously, when we have to let someone go, there's always going to be that feeling that's going to pop up immediately. So we want to always make sure that we're doing our best to keep the other person as calm as possible. And we can also utilize this with our wardrobe colors. Now this beautiful shade of green, which is almost like a seafoam shade of green, the lighter shade of green. Again, the lighter we go with any shade, the more calming the effect. Now, green is a color of growth and renewal. It's a great color to wear to get other people interested in what you're doing. Again, the lighter we go, the more calming that color will be. It is associated, green in general is associated with nature. It does represent growth and renewal. The lighter shades can instill a sense of hope and optimism, even in the face of challenging situations. So in lieu of pink, this light seafoam green or a lighter shade of green, pastel green, is a good color to utilize as well. And green elements in a space can also signify a fresh start, in addition to facilitating a constructive environment for open discussions. And, so if you're looking for different colors for your office, seafoam green might be a good way to go. Now, the orange shade that we have on here, which is almost like a rust-colored shade of orange, orange in general is warmth, it's connection. It's really good to wear to networking functions, to get people to interact with you a little bit more. Orange in its lighter variations radiates warmth and energy, and again can have a more calming effect. And it looks amazing with any of these colors in the palette. And I know you're probably thinking, gosh, Carrie, I don't know, like that rust orange with the seafoam green, or even with one of these shades of pink, just try it. Even if you have a shirt or a tie or a scarf or a pocket square that has any of these colors, just experiment with it a little bit and you can see how well these colors can pull together. Now, with orange, orange does encourage openness and communication. It can be an essential component for establishing rapport, again, when you're meeting someone new. And even with clients, whether you're doing a counseling session, it's a brand new client that you're meeting, they're a bit on edge. This is a good color to wear too. When you incorporate touches of orange, the environment can feel a bit more inviting, can promote a sense of camaraderie, common ground among those participants, especially when it's in more of an earth tone color or earth tone hue, like what we see here on the color palette that I'm showcasing today. So I want to talk a little bit about creating common ground with color. So when we incorporate a combination of these calming colors, maybe you picked 2 or 3 out of your wardrobe and you found a really great outfit that's pulled together that you like, this can really help in an environment to help significantly influence the dynamics of a high stress or potentially high stress situation, whether that is in a courtroom setting, mediation, maybe it's a counseling session, maybe you're negotiating and it's been getting kind of heated. When we carefully curate the color palette, it's possible to create a space that not only reduces tension, but it can also cultivate a sense of loyalty, growth, common ground among all of the participants. Keep in mind the colors that you're wearing. It doesn't so much reflect things for you because it's not like you're looking down at your outfit all day. But keep in mind the people who are looking at you are looking at what you're wearing. Those colors are in their line of vision. So this is really good to, make sure that everyone around you is playing along, they're getting along well, they're calm, they're calm, they're focused on the matter at hand. Some practical applications. Where could you use this color palette? So mediation is a good example. If you do have to do some mediation, and again, you don't want to go with pink, look at some of these other colors here. We've got some green. We have the rust orange. We have the purple, the periwinkle purple, which is a lighter shade of purple. Wear some of those. Use a combination of even the pink and the purple, which a lot of people think, oh, that's not going to go well together. It does. It can go very well together. Use a combination of that, even just as an accent color. And you could even do this around the room that you're in. If you don't want to wear these colors, you can maybe put a purple vase or perhaps maybe a flower arrangement that has these different colors in it. This can help foster empathy, stability, balance among conflicting parties, helps to promote that conducive environment for conflict resolution. Termination meetings, we have to fire somebody. You know, again, Friday is normally the ideal day to do this. However, if you have to fire someone, as I've always told people, stay away from yellow. That's going to be another episode. However, some of the colors that we have here in this palette, if we can integrate a little bit of that green, that sea foam, and a little bit of pink that goes really well with it, that can symbolize growth and renewal. You know, this is, even though it's a breaking away from your company or from you, it's a renewal for that person and maybe trying to get them to see it in that light. It can provide a sense of optimism potentially. You know, and when they're in the midst of a real big challenge, obviously that's kind of, you know, something, especially if they're not expecting it, it can really help them with that transition and to keep things in more of a calm manner. Now, if you're doing a counseling session, and whether this is a therapy counseling session or perhaps maybe you're counseling one of your clients, maybe you're a coach, a business coach, or a mentor, incorporate some of these touches of the orange or the purple, or even mixing together the orange and the darker shades of pink here, the carnation pink or the rose. This can infuse a little bit of an orange to infuse that warmth and connection. That's going to facilitate some open communication and establish trust between that person, between you and the person that you are trying to mentor or counsel. But by harnessing the psychological effects of color, like what we have here, we've got some pink, we have some purple, orange, and green, you know, the different hues and the different shades that are shown here today. It's possible to transform tense environments into spaces of mutual understanding, growth, common ground. And in the delicate dance of stressful situations like termination, counseling, and even mediation or courtroom settings, let the colors pave the way for harmony and resolution. So play around with this color palette a little bit. Again, print it out, take a look and see what you have in your closet. At the end of the day, of course, you want to make sure that you are wearing the hues and the shades of pinks, purples, orange, green that complement your skin tone. So if you haven't had a color analysis, look at doing one. I do these online. There's plenty of people all over the world that do them, but you want to make sure that you're wearing the right hues and shades for your skin tone. Otherwise, all of the effects that we want colors to have, it can actually have an opposite effect. So it's super important to make sure you have your colors done. Know your season. But again, play around with this color palette. Just see what you have in your closet. What resonates with you the most? When you look at this palette, which colors are the most calming to you? And it can kind of help you plan accordingly. Even if you're not going to wear those colors, have the different colors around your office. Again, you can utilize this with accent colors, with pictures, vases, little trinkets that you have, tissue covers. Most people have tissues in their office. Get a little tissue cover that could be in the shade of pink. Pillows, if you have a sofa in your office. Little changes can make all of the difference. I hope this helps, and I can't wait for you to tune in to the next time we have our next episode of Chromatic Counsel.